And good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? I hope that you all are doing okay this morning. As you come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and definitely share the content that helps the channel, but definitely hit the like button. It helps the video to circulate. This morning, I wanted to talk about, well, I have a message to young dogs, murderers, and conspirators. And it's not me more so than um, I would have to say maybe everybody, it is a slogan that I do believe that was started by his partner, Mia J. And it is Black men deserve to go old, grow old. And I was looking at a video that Mia did, and I can tell that Mia is having a hard time. I can. Um, it hurts me. I can see the sadness in her eyes. Um, and I can see that she's gotten into her word, which is good because a lot of times when you're lost because of pain, you can lose yourself and become numb. As the pain will make you so numb. And as she was saying, she still has children to raise. This senseless act has left her children without a father, left her without a partner, and parents, less one child. And so I kind of wanted to play that, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to try not to go in. Y'all know I've been going in because I've been, you know. But anyways, let me play this. Let me see. And I'm not going to play all of it. I'm just going to play some of it. I was trying to find the video without somebody's logo on it because hell, they stripped it off of her Instagram, but I couldn't do that, so I'm going to play this one.
But this place that I'm in my life, it's a very peculiar place. And when I tell you, I feel like it's so many things trying to stop me. Like, stop what I'm like, just stop me. Like, stumbling blocks. And I just like, wait, what? And I feel like, at the end of the day, me trying to get on and talk about something that's important. I'm talking about this because this is something that is literally helping me get over these stumbling blocks. It's always something trying to stop it. Like my live, I couldn't get on live at 12 o'clock because why? Like my phone isn't charging. I don't think it's the phone charger. I think it's something that's like trying to be prevented from being said. And that something is like exactly when I just went to Sarah's to the Revolution tour, and some of the things she was talking about is just like when you like the woman with the issue of blood, right? This lady, she was so desperate to be healed, to be whole, to be fixed. And she didn't know what to do. She went to every doctor. She went to everybody. Like she's trying to figure out how to get healed, right? And she literally was so desperate that she ended up touching God and she ended up touching Jesus. And he healed her, and she had the ability to get past that issue. And it was that ability that she tapped into of his that really, really that really helped her to get past that situation. And it was speaking to me because I'm like, I have a lot of issues. Like Adolph getting is not one issue that I have. I have the issue of raising children, finding joy, just all of these different things. It's all of this stuff that I have to push past that nobody knows, nobody understands. It's people that have so many things to say. They think they know, they think they understand. They don't. They have no idea. They have absolutely no idea what it's like to wake up and be me every single day. And that's fine. I don't want, they don't have to. But I then go to God and I'm just like, what do you want from me? Like, why are you taking so much out of me and from me? Like, why does it feel like that you're giving up on me? And from that, it's like, no, he wants me to tap into him more. He wants me to understand that, like, you think that you need people. You don't need people. People gonna let you down. People may not be around long. I may not have it in the plan for them to be around. Like my brother not being here is something hard for me. I'm like, that would be a person that's here for me. Like be there, like my back, like the back of me, right? But I'm like, he wants me to lean in on him and to trust him and to ask him like for that guidance. And so that's what I'm doing. And when I was sitting there and Sarah was talking, she was just saying like, you got to change your mindset, you know, like you got to change the things that you put there, the things that, you know, in terms of, we all come up with these different ideas of what needs to be, you know, like what we need to have done, what we need to do, like these things that just govern us, like these rules that we create. And it's like, we got to start breaking these rules. And that's where I'm at. Like I'm breaking the rules. Like it's so, it's just so many things. Like it's like for me, just being a person that's always like God, God, God. I'm that person before that'll be like, man, if you say God one more time, I love God, but why everything got to be God? Give me some real hard what to do. Step 1 is go do this. Step 2 is this. So whatever the case may be, I've always been that person. And I'm like, I wanted people, like I will be that person saying that. And I'm like, I'm in this space where that's all I can say, because it's like, I really don't know. I don't know what to do next. I don't know how to think and what to do. So I pray hard. I align myself. I ask God to align me with people that are meant for me. I ask God to bind out those people that's not. Like I ask him for everything, because I just don't know what to do in this space. I don't know how to heal properly. I don't know the right way to heal. I don't know how to undo the rules that I've created for myself. I don't know. And so at this place in my life, I'm just leaning in on him. I'm leaning in on him so, like, I'll cry some days, just take over. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm blank. I'm blank in the mind. And I'm like, I've always felt myself to be smart and to just know what to do. And people come to me for advice. And I'm like, I don't have no advice to give. I don't know what to do. So basically, I'm here today just to say the best thing and the best advice when people say, how are you so strong? It's not just I'm just so strong because I'm so smart. It's not that I'm so smart. I mean, I'm so strong because I don't care. It's not that I'm so strong because of whatever it may look like. It's literally like I be praying so much, I get on my own nerves. Like seriously, it gets on my nerves because, and not on my nerves, it just be like you just desperate. Like, and I am. I be feeling it myself. It's something inside of me like, you so desperate. And I be like, yes, I am desperate. I'm desperate to feel better. I'm desperate to figure out why me. I'm desperate to figure out what's next. I'm desperate to figure out who is for me and who's not. I'm desperate to figure out the way forward. And so, yes, I'm praying every step of the way. Like, you know, in every little decision. I mean, it's like the smallest decisions. I'd be like,
be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, I got to pray about that because I don't know. Like, it'd be people like, I want to help you. I ain't never been so scared to receive help from people. That's a scary place to be in, when you scared because you don't know what the intentions are. You don't know who's behind. There's so many people. The internet, people always be like, we never saw you. Like, we never saw you before. Adolph tried to protect me. He was a covering for me. He did not want me on the internet. When I was up there trying to start my business and everything, he would be like, Mia, the internet is the devil. It's people on the internet that will you, that will try to tear you down. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for my family. I don't want that for my children. So he was like this protective layer, and I couldn't see it. I'm like, but what you mean? Like, I'm no, they not gonna do that because I'm coming from a good space. He was like, it don't matter how good you are, people will still come for you. And he was so right. Like, that protective layer is just like removed, and I see it. The internet is like that. It is people that want to hurt, but then it's like, they want to help. I'm sorry, they want to help, but it's like, why? Are you sure you want to help me, or is it some extra thing, or what is it? And it's scary. So in that place, guess what the best thing I can possibly do when you're scared of help? You gotta just pray. Like, I gotta just pray. Like, is this a person that you're aligning with me? Is this somebody that's good for me? Is this somebody that is going to help to restore my spirit? And that's where I'm at with it. And so since I've been praying so like fervently, like just relentlessly. I just been seeing how he's been ordering people in my steps and aligning me with different types of people. And like even when Sarah, like when she invited me to come to the Revolution tour, I didn't know what to expect. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. Of course, I love listening to her, but I didn't even tap into, like, I didn't do any type of like, what is the Revolution tour? I didn't look at it. But when I tell you I went there and I just was sitting there and I was like, I wonder, like, if this is gonna be something that can touch me right where I am, or is this for somebody? Is this message that she's gonna have, is it gonna be for somebody else? And when I tell you, I was sitting there and I kept getting more and more shocked, because I'm like, she had a message that was designed for so many likes of me. Like, they may not be going through the same thing as me, but so many different women was experiencing struggle, pain, hurt, trauma, all type of stuff. And they all were experiencing something, but she was talking to the different versions of me. The different hurt versions, women who are just looking like they're desperate, just like me. I'm desperate. And I'm not desperate for no man, for no love. That's the furthest thing from my mind. I'm desperate for peace, for understanding, for like just guidance, and these women are desperate and they were looking for a word.
Okay. Well, I kind of let that play longer than I had anticipated, but I think that it was a good message. I know that she has not said a whole lot. And when something, you have to think about, her partner was gunned down heinously just on a regular day. Some people had plotted and they decided on that day that, that it would be carried out. They would, that the appointed people would carry that out, right? And I think that is sad, because there had been attempts on his life before. But this is the result of what happens when overly emotional men and egos, and jealousy is able to take over people. Because that's all it results in. That's all it is. Jealousy, emotional, and egos. And because of that, they've destroyed a family. Mia is destroyed. I can see the hurt in her eyes. Dolph's children are sad. I could see the hurt in his son's eyes. He adored those children. I could see the sadness in Key Glock's eyes. I pray for Key Glock. I pray for Key Glock. Key Glock is the same age as my daughter. And for anybody that wanna, say, well, why you standing? I don't believe it. Well, why don't you believe? Because he didn't do anything. I wouldn't give a damn what nobody else think. I know he didn't do it. And so I'm not going to have the same energy for Key Glock that I would have for anybody. And I'm trying to keep from saying some bad words on here, because I could feel that anger coming up. I'm not going to have the same energy for Key Glock than I would have for a Straight Drop or Cornelius and some of these other MFs that conspired to take this young man out. Okay. To me, that's not even logical. And so those people that was really close to him, that he was around the most, are affected. And so, yes, Black men do deserve to grow old, even the ones that took him out. They have children. The ones that conspired and paid to have him taken out, they have children. Their children will be affected if they was taken out, just like they're going to be affected when they're finally arrested. And so, I can't understand for the life of me why people feel like they are justified in just taking people down just because they get mad at them. I remember a time where Black men would fight it out, but you live another day. Now they feel like they are justified and get gratification and it's completely desensitized. in going and taking somebody's life and think that they've done something good. Because now, like we were saying before, killing is a sport. They'd rather go and kill somebody and go to jail and hope that people remember them as being a killer when ain't nobody gonna remember you in a year or two. They ain't gonna remember you because they don't give a damn about you now. But when you do things of this nature, this is what happens. You have, just like some of these hitmen that are getting ready to go. And I keep talking about these hitmen. You talking about pitiful. That you just that's a pitiful job to have. But even they have children, and their children are going to be affected when they're sitting on death row for because they can after you've been what's the word that I'm looking for, associated with so many hits, and it's proven you really can be classified as some type of serial killer, and it's going to send you straight to the death row. And Tennessee still has the electric chair, and I don't think a lot of these pitiful ass hitmen that have already been identified understand that, because killing is a sport to them. And it's sad when people don't think about human lives. They just so overly emotional. They're like women. Women are not like that. Not all women. More women are not like that. Because women don't get emotional and get mad and just go kill somebody, not unless they have a mental illness. That's not something that women do on a day-to-day basis. These men are supposed to be protectors and providers. Instead, they are destroying. They are taking themselves as well as other people away from their families, all because of a beef. They're conspiring, have made it out of the hood and taking their money and putting it in on hits. And this is what happens when you do things of this nature. Because Dolph now, he's gone in the physical, but he's still around in the spiritual. And that's why a lot of these people can't sleep at night. It could be guilt. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I think that people have allowed evil to take over them so much they don't know how to feel guilty. It could be, because they say the feds come early in the mornings. So, it could be that. Waiting for that knock. Because I was listening to Mia, and Mia was talking about how she prays and she feels sorry for those people who speak illy of her, because God already has her protected. And that's a word right there, because you have to be very careful about who you put your mouth on. But when she said that, it made me think about how, I understand now why things are happening the way that they're happening in the young Dolph's case, why the investigators are motivated and the agents and their father alone than anybody would know. And why not only are it's like organizations are consistently going down. And that's because when you start praying and you're right and it aligns with the word of God, justice for Dolph is imminent. And it's too many people in agreement. I've said that before. It's too many people that's standing in agreement for justice for Dolph and justice for a lot of these other young men that have been taken out in this industry by other rappers and things of that nature, all for greed or jealousy. And people are starting to open their eyes because of young Dolph. More people have opened their eyes, because before we just passively allowed it to happen. We figured, but with young Dolph, because he's stepping in the spiritual realm, he's forcing people to open their eyes and start praying against it, even if they feel like they can't do anything. Prayer God says that one can put 10,000 to flee. So it's so many people when in my comments, they're always talking about Tamara. I sure hope you right, because I've been praying about this Dolph situation. I'm praying for justice. And just like y'all post in these comments, and people are very dedicated, these officers and these law enforcement people read this stuff, and it makes them just that more dedicated, because they understand that people are tired. That's why when people come on to my page and they get to hollering about the police are corrupt and this and that, I go, well, do you know them? It's just the police, sis. I said, but who? Which one? Because who? What's his name? The police, sis. I said, well, what's his name? You say they corrupt. What's their name? Because I want to know too. They can't tell you their name. They can't tell you how they look. They wouldn't know them if they stood in front of them. But they're corrupt, though. You know nothing about these people. And so just because people have bad experiences in Timbuktu, they'll put that on people that they don't even know, that's out here working hard. Because contrary to what one might believe, it's going to be these law enforcement officers that's going to have to get justice for Dolph. And I do believe that God is helping him. He's stepping in the spiritual, and God is right with him. Okay. And it's his energy in the spiritual that's giving so many people the energy to continuously pray for the breakthrough and send positive energy to the people that's going to put the handcuffs on the rest of these MFs. Because Black men do deserve to grow old. And so when I was thinking about that, that is the message to young Dolph's killers and conspirators. Black men deserve to grow old, even them. They know if they want to grow old, why wouldn't somebody else's daddy deserve to grow old? Why couldn't Trey and Ari's father grow old? They want to floss and cry and slob and spit and fake with their children. Why couldn't Dolph was involved in his children's life? Just because somebody hurt your feelings? And then the lack of remorse is completely jarring as it relates to some of these Black men, and you see them on social media. I was looking at somebody today, and I just don't know what it is about Soldier Boy. He like to take his money out and then talk about dead men, dead people. Stop interviewing dead people. A lot of us was feeling like maybe that was a threat in another way to somebody else. But y'all, this stuff has got to stop, and God is getting ready to take down all of that. All of that. When people can't control their emotions, they pull their money out and start throwing out hints that somebody gonna die. Just like they want their life, somebody else want their father's life, and they don't deserve to die just because you decide you want to play God. Because Soldier Boy, nobody else is God. These Black men deserve to grow old. They do. So that was my message and I had to keep it civilized because I didn't want to be on here cussing and stuff and acting up, because for the last few days I've really been, on one, because, it's just sad, it is all of the things that are going on, and Black men are consistently losing their lives, and we need our Black men. I'm a Black woman. We need our Black men to lead, to protect, and provide. We don't need them to be out taking other Black men away from their children and their family, because it's going to ultimately get their family retaliated on. See, what they don't understand is they put their families in danger when they're out there doing things of this nature. They put themselves in danger of having to go away, like some of these hitmen are getting ready to go away from their children for the rest of their lives, you know. And all for what? Just because it was you wanted to be somebody else's flunky? We got to start back having respect for life. People put so much value on money and things, something that don't even matter. They're giving you $5,000 and $10,000. What can you do with that? Even if they give you $100,000, it does not equate to a human life. That's something you can't get back. That $100,000 will be gone in a year. You're gonna spend that on lawyers' fees trying to fight for your freedom, and you're still gonna lose. So it would have all been for nothing. It was for nothing, anyways. So y'all just remember that, black men, a message to Dolphs, young Dolphs, murderers, and conspirators. Black men deserve to grow old. And that's a message to all of these young men out here that call themselves killers. Put yourself in Mia and Trey Trey's and Ari's position. Think about your children. Look at how hurt she is. Think about how hurt your children are going to be when you get taken out because of retaliation or you have to go away for the rest of your life. If nothing else, think about your mother and your children. Think about yourself. Okay? Because nothing equates to human life. Nothing. And black men do deserve to grow old. Okay? Y'all have a good day.